A prominent historian once said, history has a lesson for those who want to learn something, not for those who want to remain adamant. I think this applies to ruling elites of Pakistan and India who do not want to learn anything from their history. The region faced terrible communal clashes during the partition of India in 1947, and there have been at least three wars between the South Asian neighbors, but they do not want to learn anything. They are ready to, befriend or hobnob with their former masters or colonialists who, in fact, plundered the region. But they do not want to understand each other. They do not want to put their bitter history aside and move forward. For instance, if we really want to learn the people of India and Pakistan from Western world, there is a lot to be learned. Uh, France and England fought 100-year wars and decimating thousands of people or maybe tens of thousands of people. Both countries have fundamentalists or extremists who spit venom against minorities. And again, we can learn that this was also the case in Europe, where you witness terrible wars, especially the religious war, or which is also known as 30-year war, claiming more than 3 million lives. There are some historians who believe that the death toll could be as high as 8 million. But then they came up with the Treaty of Westphalia, agreeing to some extent that religion should be the private matter of individual, and it should not, and that state should not interfere with the religious affairs of individual. In the same way, beyond that, then Roman Catholic and Protestant also had terrible war. Spain and Holland, they were bitter enemies. So once upon a time, there was rivalry between Germany and France, and especially during First and Second World War, we can see that what happened there. Hitler conquered a number of countries in Europe, carrying out human rights violation in France as well, conquering the country within weeks, and they fought. They had fierce battles. But today, both France and Germany are important parts of the European Union. In fact, they are the leaders of modern Europe. Spain and Holland do not harbor any grudge against one another. All those countries that fought terrible wars in 17th century in the name of religion or during the religious wars, they are now friends. So this is a lesson that we need to learn. We are just around 70 years or 75 years old, while these countries, in case of in case of England and France, fought over 100 years, and then England also fought France, Germany at times, and other countries, Spain at times. But today they have forgotten their past. You could be the citizen of one country, but you can roam about almost entire Europe, and you can maybe have your breakfast in one European city, maybe lunch in another European city, and there is no animosity. And Europe was the region that fought, according to Jaron Diamond, when the Spanish went to the New World. They had already been fighting for more than 400 years. But now these all countries are friends. So if these countries who fought for hundreds of years, if these countries who decimated, more than perhaps if you calculate First or Second World War, more than 70 million people, if we include Russia as well. So today they are all friends. And Pakistan and India, the situation is different. We have not fought for hundreds of years. We have not fought that much terrible wars. So if enemies in European continent could be friends today, why can't India and Pakistan be friends? Why should we uh, invest billions of dollars into tanks, weapons, and nuclear missiles? While we know very well that if there is a nuclear war between Pakistan and India, it could claim more than 2 billion people all over the world. It's going to incinerate everything. It's going to threaten the very existence of humanity in the two countries. And its, of course, impacts will be beyond the region because it could trigger a nuclear winter, which might claim the lives of more than 2 billion people. So instead of investing our energies in weapons, in uh, tanks, in missiles, in bombs, why can't we look at our people? Pakistan houses more than 90 million poor people. Officially, India has more than 200 million people. And unofficially, if we follow the criterion of maybe 12 and $20, there could be millions more. Many people in Pakistan, 80% people do not have access to pure drinking water. 67% do not have a concrete roof. More than 40% kids, or around 44% kids, are suffering from stunted growth. And then, of course, more than 25 million kids in Pakistan are out of school. Around 8 million kids in Pakistan, they are victim of child labor. Millions of people are still in bonded labor. The same is the case in India, when you still have millions of people living in abject poverty. Of course, India has, uh, you know, witnessed a tremendous economic boom, but that has not benefited all people. Of course, it might have gone some way in creating a large middle class, but there are still, if that had been the case, if it had extended prosperity to every corner of India, then tens of thousands of farmers would not have committed suicide. So one of the factors as to why we are not progressing is the thinking that has trapped us in this vicious circles of enmity and hostility. And of course, the syllabus in Pakistan and now in India, it has really contributed a lot towards spreading this hatred. India is learning bad lessons from Pakistan. So the ghost of General Zia seems to be ruling over Indian educational institutions, where the government of the BJP is carrying out drastic changes to the course, trying to teach a distorted history to the kids, which will end up creating more bigots, more fanatics, more extremists. This is what we did in Pakistan. General Zia Islamized our syllabus, teaching students distorted history, and the result is before everyone. So, India, instead of learning wrong lessons from Pakistan, it should try to encourage uh, people in the two countries who talk about fraternity, who talk about brotherhood, but above all, both India and Pakistan should learn from European continent and see how countries in that continent that fought terrible wars in the past, that decimated one another, not only during First and Second World War, but even before that. Finally, they decided that there is no point in fighting. Instead of fighting one another, we should rather try to invest our energy in serving people. We should invest in education, in health, in housing, in basic necessities of life. And the result is before everyone. European continent and North America are among the regions having one of the highest, or rather the highest, human development index. And of course, the two regions are also among the most prosperous regions in regions in the world. So this is the lesson that we need to learn from European continent.